They see tens of thousands of visitors every year, but the offices that assist Lincoln's tourists will soon be gone, and it's feared that the controversial cost-cutting decision by the council will send a message to potential visitors that there's nothing to see here.
Is it the TICs that individually bring people to Lincoln, or is it the events, or is it the attractions? And as I say, the Christmas market brings 200,000 people here. Would the TICs make up the shortfall if that event wasn't put on every year to draw those people to Lincoln? I can't honestly say that they could.
In reaction to the news, Look North was contacted by the director of the Theatre Royal, a facility that has also had its budget scrapped by the council. Chris Marino told us that he'd offered to house one of the centres here at the theatre, but had heard nothing back. And when we took to the streets today to find out where our tourists found their information, it was clear that the facility would be sorely missed.
We came into Lincoln yesterday to visit the tourist information, and it was closed.
I've just been looking in the window of the tourist information office, and probably would call in there again tomorrow.
I understand it's going to close, which means I won't be able to go there next time.
I think it's fair to say that we've been inundated, and I don't think there's been any story over the past couple of years where we've had so many emails and so many texts and so many calls, and the vast majority of those calls are saying, this is balmy. One or two people say, we can see why, but most people say it's just wrong.
Tourism is seen by some as the lifeblood of Lincoln's economy, but will the strengths of feeling from its residents have any impact on the council's decision? Hannah Moffat, BBC Look North.
Well, today we asked Lincoln City Council if they'd be prepared to come on the programme and directly answer the comments that you sent to us. No one was available. Well, within the last hour, I've spoken to Gillian Merron, the Labour MP for Lincoln, and I started by asking her what she thought of the City Council's decision to close the centres in the city.
I think it's completely daft at a time when tourism is going up, and in fact it's helping us to get through some very difficult economic times. For the Tory council to cut back on tourist information centres makes no sense to me.
The council say that more and more people are using the internet now, and that is global, and that they don't need a walk-in centre, they're just not needed.
Well, that's not true. 500,000 people have used those tourist information centres in the last 3 years, and we all know the value of going into a centre to get a human face and to really appreciate lovely places like Lincoln. We want to see more tourists, not less.
OK, if the council were here now, I'm sure they would say that the government doesn't give them enough money. So you, as a government, you could sort this out, give them more money, and the TICs would stay open.
Well, believe me, Peter, we don't tell councils to close tourist information centres. We actually support them in order that they can do what they need to make sure that cities like Lincoln grow. What's happening here is the Conservative leadership don't seem to understand where you need to put in services to make sure we get jobs and we can support Lincoln to grow even further, and it's very disappointing.
Well, talk is one thing. What are you actually going to do about this?
Well, I'm making representations to the leader of the council, who I met just last week, over a number of other closures, and this is a very worrying trend. This is not in the interests of the people of Lincoln, and that's what I'm interested in.
Think tourism will suffer?
I believe it will, and I believe that leaving Lincoln with a service that's lesser than places like Hinckley, who frankly have not much to offer by comparison to the beauty of Lincoln, is a very bad move.
Gillian, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.